Hi, everybody.
Oh, it's so good to be back.
I know. I think we're on such a good schedule, on such a good run. And we have such a big thing to talk about this week. Because some weeks we go through the news and we're like, yeah, kind of. But I feel like we're going to be talking about a certain film for a good chunk of this one. So everybody buckle up.
Yeah, this is a cinema podcast now. We are the next, what are like popular like YouTube movie reviewers? Like, what's his name? And Brother Bro. They're like these two twins that review movies. Oh, they're great. I love them all. And Matt Palmer has no idea who the fuck I'm talking about. And it's fine. This is what 2 Gay Mats is about.
Absolutely. I like that the podcast changes themes every week. Like, remember when we were at Dana DeCane Update podcast? That was my favorite week. But now we're on to cinema.
I know. My favorite podcast weeks are the ones where like I go in for off-Broadway shows and the entire podcast becomes about me, like me-centric podcasts.
Yes, that is true. That probably was your favorite episode so far.
It was so good. And this one's going to be such a downgrade. Ugh.
Wow. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to 2 Gay Mats, the podcast. It's Matt Palmer.
And it's Matt Steele.
And we are back again another week. And obviously, if you've looked at the headline, you've looked at the title of this podcast, you know we're going to be talking about Wicked for Good. But before we dive into that, I have one question for you, Matt Steele.
How
was your week?
My week was wonderful, actually. I did very cool things. Yeah. I saw the Kelly Clarkson show. I saw a live taping of the Kelly Clarkson show. Did you not see I posted in the Discord?
I didn't see that. No, I missed it. But who was the guest? Who were you there to see?
Well, I saw, because my friend Paris, he was visiting New York, and he, all his friends are like, people with 9 to 5s, and it's just like, oh God, how do they function? Because I'm the only one of his friends who was free at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock a.m. on a Tuesday to see the Kelly Clarkson show, and he's a very big Kelly Clarkson fan. So he like wanted to nab these tickets, and I was the only one who was available to go with him, and he was like, I know Matt Steele would appreciate this, and so I saw the taping of it. It was really fun. The guest was Mary Steenburgen and Ted Danson. Cool. And you know I love Mary Steenburgen.
I do know that.
You know I love a Best Supporting Actress Oscar winner, 1980 Melvin and Howard, and she's also in my favorite movie of all time, Parenthood, Everyone's Mother. I love Mary Steenburgen. And so yeah, it was really fun. I mean, those tapings are always kind of like fun and awkward, right, and just like a really cute like glimpse behind, the camera and everything. And you know how Kelly Clarkson, when we saw the Chemistry recording that she did, the concert,
yes.
At what was the theater? I forget, but it was where she sang the entire album of Chemistry, and it was the first time anyone had heard it.
It was amazing.
It was amazing, FYI. And she, every time the concert started with the opening track of Chemistry, which has skipped this part, and every time she started to sing it, she started to cry, and she was like, wait, we need to start again, and everything. So she restarted like 4 times, and it was so fucking great each time. And with this, there were so many times where she would be talking into the camera, and she would, like flub some of the teleprompter stuff, and she'd be like, well, fuck. And it was like, and it's just like, she is so just charming and wonderful, and like so real. But yet, like, so, like, she has this wonderful sense of, like, being polished, but yet real at the same time. Yeah. She's just so endearing. There's a reason why everyone loves her. She's so relatable. And so it was great seeing her in that environment as well. And then I also had dinner with one of my really good friends who I haven't seen in so long. My really good friend, Steve. We had dinner, and he works in marketing for theater now. So it was great, catching up with him, and he's getting married next year. So, we were catching up about that and everything. And also, my nephew had a baby.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Yeah, my stepsister's son, Jimmy, had a baby. And it's very, very weird because I remember when Jimmy was born. And now he's like 25 with a child of his own. And I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. And I'm like, oh, wait. That does make sense. He's like a full functioning adult. He's like engaged and everything. So it was a lot for me to swallow, but their baby's beautiful. Vienna Maeve is her name. Oh. And and so she's perfectly healthy and wonderful. Congratulations to Jimmy and his fiancée Natalie. And so I feel very, very old.
I was going to say, does that make you that baby's great uncle?
I don't know what the fuck it makes me.
Imagine if you were someone's great something. That's because that's old, bitch. That is
Well, now my stepdad and my mom are great grandparents.
Whoa.
And it's like, oh, that's interesting. And you know, there's a new baby in the family, so of course my mom is just like doing backflips.
Of course.
Yeah, we haven't had a new baby in the family in probably in like 7 years since my one cousin had a baby. So my mom, you know, whenever there's a new baby, it's the new baby becomes her entire personality
Of course.
until the baby goes to college, I guess. And so she's very, very excited. So I'm very excited for them. And I don't know, it's just been a very, very good week doing the show, doing my
I
thing.
love that. And so question, sorry, not to go back to Kelly Clarkson, but since we did appear on Kelly Clarkson's YouTube channel, I don't know if they ever put in the show, when she put out her singles for Mine and Me, we like watched her performances of them, react to them. I think we had digital only content, but that long story short, there are people who work there that are familiar with us and that, you know, so did you reach out to these people and be like, hey, I'm going to come. Is there any way I could like some XYZ? I don't know. Or were you kind of like, I don't want to do that?
I didn't know. I did not. It was
Okay.
very like last minute. So I was
Okay.
not able to do that. Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe next time. I don't know. My goal is next time I want some tickets to The View, guys. Y'all know I want to see a taping of that.
I think everybody does know.
Yeah, everyone has to know. Yeah. But and also my good friend Cecilia, she was in town for a week for this conference that she went to, and a very cool conference. Like she got to see like Hillary Clinton speak and everything like that. Like at a conference about like healthcare and all that stuff, and hearing about, you know, like Hillary Clinton and all these other like amazing people talk about like reforms that, you know, they're trying to make with healthcare and everything. And so she spent the night on Friday at my place, and so she and I saw Wicked for Good together Tuesday at noon. Saturday at noon. And so we got to see, and I saw it with her last year too. Like,
Yeah,
it was
we
like
saw it
me,
with her
you,
together.
her, Jackson, and my friend Lauren. Yeah, so I got to see both Wicked movies with my friend Cecilia, and she's also in Elphaba. Like she was Elphaba's standby on the tour of Wicked for a while. So it's cool to see Wicked sitting next to an Elphaba.
Absolutely. Not everybody's an Elphaba. So having one in your circle, it makes sense that you would want to share this experience with her both times, both movies. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you do, Matt Palmer?
I had like a pretty, you know, low key week. You know, it's leading up to Thanksgiving, and you know, some of us make food for Thanksgiving, and so I'm like mentally preparing for that. I need to go to the grocery store, get all my things, because I'm making some sweet potato pies, the dressing, which is always a bit involved, and so yeah, that's my plan for this week. But last week, my friend Jeff was out of town, so Jackson and I drove. I'm like, was this last week or 2 weeks ago? Who knows? But we went over to see Jean, his wife, and her 2 kids, because she's like, okay, it's hard being a parent when you're just the one, and there are 2. And so if there are more adults around to like distract, entertain, do whatever with these kids, please do. And so we went over there and we had a fun time hanging out with little Owen and Josie, 2 little angels. And then on Saturday, which I guess was yesterday, Jackson's brother who lives in Ohio came in town with his family. So it was another hanging out with kids moment last night. And then today before the podcast, I was over there because the youngest Marigold had a birthday. And so that was exciting. And yeah, so it was just a lot of different kid time, but also I watched a lot of TV, and the TV show that I am caught up on will come up a little later in the podcast, but there's a lot of great TV out there. I'm catching up again. We're in Sex and the City, like middle of season 6. So I'm like, I can't believe we've powered through so much of this show. Like we are in the final season. Things are happening. It seems like Miranda and Blair Underwood are just now breaking up. Spoiler alert. And she's getting back with Steve because they love each other and they have a kid, and that's beautiful. But I was like, oh, Blair Underwood was a good boyfriend to you. He's a doctor. Could have worked out, but you know, whatever. And then also Charlotte's with Harry. And it's obvious like Carrie's making her way back to big, even though every time I see Chris Noth on that guest star list, I'm like, ugh, not him. But
Yeah, you know he's coming.
I know
he's coming.
have you heard of an actor named Ron Livingston? He was very familiar to me, but when he popped up on the show, he plays Berger on Sex and the City. Google him if you want to try.
Yes, I want to say I've heard that name. Ron Livingston.
He's such a cute.
You know, all men are the same.
Right, I know. He was so cute that I was really rooting for him. I was like, oh, Berger could be a good person for her. Maybe instead of big, she'll be into Berger. But like, he was also a writer like Carrie is, and has very thin skin, kind of sensitive. And so the back and forth got a little annoying. And then the way they broke up, he dumped her on a Post-it note. It was tough.
Oh, no. I know. I'm Googling Ron Livingston, Sex and the City, and it's a bunch of pictures of him holding Post-it notes.
I mean,
like
yes.
Post-it notes now. I guess like on podcasts, like like talking, like, what is it called when you rewatch an old show and everything? And I guess they're making him hold up Post-it notes, and he's like, well, I guess this is what I'm going to be known for the rest of my career, is the guy with Post-it notes.
I mean, he went back over there where they were having some problems, but he was like, oh, I'm going to go back over and we're going to sleep over. I really want to make this work. The next day he is gone, and she wakes up to a Post-it note on her computer that just says, I can't, I'm sorry, don't hate me. And that's it. He's gone. It's like, he
blew me off with a heartfelt letter. You know, I believe in the movie of the last 5 years, he leaves a Post-it note on the pillow. I believe it's a Post-it note.
Really?
If I'm thinking of the shot correctly.
Wait, of breaking up with Kathy? No.
Yeah, he blew me off with a heartfelt letter. That part, when she shows the guy with the very well-placed tattoos.
Got it. Okay, I was thinking you were talking about Jamie. I was like, I thought their breakup was more involved than a Post-it note.
No, darling. No.
If I recall, it was a little bit more involved than a Post-it. But yes, no, that was a tough thing to watch. And so it's like, okay, I guess burger's not a thing. We're going back to big and like whatever. Excited to see how the show ends. And like, I'm going to probably rewatch at least the first movie, which I have seen, but I have not seen it with the context of the show. Maybe the second movie, even though I know it's awful. I don't know. We'll see. But speaking of movies, should we jump into News for Idiots?
The news of the year, guys, because for the second year in a row, Wicked is the #1 movie ever. Truly everyone on their social media is wearing the pink and the green, showing their best Wicked outfit. And there are people who are posting themselves in these glamorous, elaborate Wicked outfits. And I'm just like, you don't love Wicked that much. You just wanted something to post and to get engagement. Don't you lie.
Look, maybe that works for them, but clearly it made a big amount of money in the US. It conjured up $150 million its first weekend. And I think worldwide it has made $226 million globally. I watched this film last Thursday after work, so around like 6:15, 6:20 at our AMC that I like, because it's like not too many seats and the seats are reclining, which I like. But yeah, so I think it's time that we do a deep dive. We talk about how we felt about the film. It's clearly a huge success, and we are, proud of them. And we hope this leads to many more movie musicals. And as we talk about this, if you're listening to the podcast or however you're engaging with us right now, there will be spoilers here. We are not going to, pull any punches. If you have not seen Wicked for good yet, just fast forward, mute us, whatever you need to do. We don't want to spoil you, but we are going to dive in to Wicked 2 for Good edition. And Matt Steele, how did you feel about the film?
Let's start in the very middle. It's a very good place to start.
Yes, of course.
So yeah, as you all know, this is a 2-act musical. Both acts were each made into their own individual movie. And so, the end of Act 1 is Defying Gravity, which is, a brilliant way to end an act, but also a great way to end a movie as well, if you're going to make a movie of something.
Yes.
And so the thing is with Wicked, Act 2 is just sort of the wrapping up of everything. Act 1, there's so much going on, there's so much action and everything. In Act 2, we're really like seeing the payoff and the downfall and how everything shapes up in the end and everything. So it's not like there's a huge amount of like action in Act 2 that like builds up to stuff, as much as Act 1. So, okay, I was in the movie theater, and for the first like hour and a half, the entire time I was just like, oh, it should have been one movie, shouldn't it?
That thought crossed my mind as well.
Because everything I was seeing on screen, I was just like, this is good. I like how this is done. The performance is great. Everything, like the songs, I like the song. I like it's wicked. I was invested in the things that were happening and everything, but I was just like, but is there enough? Is it just like structurally like Act 2, does it work as its own as a movie? Like, is there the right rising action into the climax, into the falling action? Like, does it have that structure that makes it work as a movie on its own? And I was kind of just like, I don't know. Especially because there's not as many moments that are big moments in Act 2. Like, there's No Good Deed, which is like the only like big number in the second act. Even though my personal favorite part of Wicked the stage show any part is Glinda's solo in the song Thank Goodness. I think that is a brilliant piece of musical theater writing, and I think it was really wonderful in the movie. Ariana totally killed that part. But yeah, so I was watching so much of the movie and I was kind of just like, I like it, I like what's going on and everything, but like I don't know how well this is working as a movie on its own. And then the last 20 minutes I was kind of just like, oh, fuck it. I'm glad I'm here. I was like, oh, man, they're getting me.
Right.
You know, like the whole like I'm not the biggest For Good stan. Like I think the song is perfectly nice and everything, but like it's not my favorite song in the show and everything. I think it's a little too like broad and platitudey compared to the rest of the score. But like I think the song like works and is perfectly lovely, but like in the movie I was just like, they're doing such a bang up job with this. And then that like last moment in the closet, I was like, okay, this is good shit. I was like, this is like an iconic moment. I felt like both of these actors, Ariana and Cynthia, were very, very much like naturally invested in this story in a way that didn't feel forced or too like saccharine. Like, yes, they were crying. It was weepy in the way, you know, it should appropriately be, but like nothing about it felt like we're putting on this stuff. Like, this is the end of Wicked. We have to really be emotional. They felt like they were genuinely emotional. It felt like it was all coming from such a natural place. It felt like they had such reverence for not just each other, but for the material. And I thought that was really beautiful to witness. Yeah. So that closet moment, I thought, and just, you know, the realization of like, I'm saying goodbye to my friend who I know I will never, ever see again.
Right.
Like very, very emotional. And I think like beautifully done. And so I like by the end of it, I was kind of just like, guys, it's just Wicked, you know, it's something. So I was like, you can't really look at the movie as a movie on its own, kind of.
Right.
I feel like it works best like with the other movie, like seeing both movies together. If you have like a viewing where you watch both of them together,
right?
You know, because there were so many parts where I was kind of just like, would this have worked better if it was a 3 hour and 15-minute movie as opposed to two and a half hour movies?
I still am interested in someone who's really good with editing software. Once we get both these movies on Blu-ray or however they exist, I would love if someone tried to put a cut together of a 3 hour, 15-minute movie version of both of acts of this show. Because I'm with you. It's not, the thing is, I historically am a person who, the score of Wicked, I feel like there's such high highs, but for me, 80% of them, outside of For Good, honestly, are in the first act. Like I watched part one days before, like maybe on Tuesday night before watching the second one on Thursday, and so I was still on a high of like that Wizard and I secrets, and I hate to keep bringing it up in every video that we talk about it. It's just so brilliant, and like having that. You know, into what is this feeling, popular, and then of course ending with fucking Defying Gravity, which is like not only a brilliant, incredible, unbelievable song, but just the way it's shot. Her up there in the sky against everyone in that tower. I felt so much, and it was just so powerful. And it's hard for me to watch a 2.5 hour movie and think, okay, the songs I know and am really excited to hear. There are just one. And it's not to say I enjoyed No Good Deed. I clapped at the end of it because Cynthia's vocal performance especially, top tier, unbelievable. And I also liked the sex song, As Long As You're Mine. I thought that was
okay, let's talk about the sex song. Let's talk about the sex song.
Yes.
Because guys, I was dying because I was just like, it's so funny how they have this very sensual music, this very sensual song where these two are about to consummate their attraction for each other and their love for each other and everything.
Yes.
But yet they're just like, fuck, but the movie's PG. How do we make this the most PG erotic song ever?
Throw on a cardigan.
And so it's just like taking off a coat just to put on a sweater. And so many times they would literally, there were moments where they were together and then they would have to just walk away from each other. And it's like, no. It was like, oh no. Like, it's like you could tell they were just like, it's getting too steamy. We have to have them walk away for a little bit. And so just like, it's just like imagining like John Chu and like the producers trying to navigate that. And I think they did like a nice job trying to navigate keeping that as PG as possible. You know, you have to do what you have to do in these types of situations.
Yeah.
But it was just like so funny because I could totally tell what was probably happening behind the scenes of them just being like, okay, this is too dirty. Okay, there can only be one shoulder reveal and that's it. like it was so much fun.
Yes. I will say I also really loved Ethan Slater's performance. And like Ness, I had seen this show, but again, maybe 20 years ago I saw it on Broadway when I was like still in college or whatever. But I was just like, Nessa Rose, you fucking bitch. Like, how dare you? You are not only going to like make legislation that's anti-animal, but then anti-munchkin just to keep Bach in the house with you. And then you're going to fuck with the fucking Grimmery. Like, bitch, when that house, again, spoiler, when that house fell on her, I was like, I don't care. Like they made her so insanely unlikable just like from the top of this movie. I was like, get this girl out of here. I'm over this girl.
I got it. She was someone who she's thrown in this horrible situation. Her sister abandoned her and is now like an enemy of the society and everything. And now she has to fucking govern by herself. And so she truly like goes off the deep end, throws these temper tantrums. Yeah, I know. But when she's like reading from the Grimmery and Elphaba's like, you need to stop. And she keeps going. It's like, girl, you're on your own.
Right.
I really liked her performance when she was in the hallway. I really thought she did a very good job with that. Right. What I did like when you have, because I have been saying like, ooh, this might have cinematically, as the auteur, I guess the filmmaker in all of us is probably like, yeah, this probably would have worked better as a 3 hour and 15-minute movie. Mm-hmm. But once you make one. But Universal Studios is probably just like, yeah, fuck you. Our decision was clearly the best decision because we made not only just the most successful movie of the year, but the most successful movie of 2 years in a row. Right. So clearly, like, they made the right choice because it did great things for the movie industry. It's making people excited for movie musicals, which I think is just so worth it and everything. So, you know, you sacrifice a little like in that to have that success and everything. But something that I do like, you know, that is cool is when you do expand, when you do have two movies, you can expand in so much in each one. In Act One, there was so much depth and nuance given to a lot of very small moments. And in this one, you could really show Nessa when she was the corrupt governor and what she did to the Munchkins, as opposed to on stage, they kind of just like mention it, but they don't really go into detail with it. And so that's something that I do think was nice about, you know, having a second movie in all of this. Is like you could go into more detail about that.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the two new songs?
I thought they were okay. I mean, I didn't feel like it was like a suddenly it's here, like a Les Mis, like we're really shoehorning a terrible song in here. It didn't feel like that to me, but it was like, it was on par with most of the songs in Act Two. You know what I mean? Like they didn't upset me. They didn't feel like completely out. I thought maybe the Ariana song used the word pop one too many times. I felt like we were just...
For a serious song, having the word pop in there is a little kind of like
right. But I need to listen to it, and we're gonna listen to it. Just have like a listening party for the two of us. We're gonna record that tomorrow and put it up on Patreon and up on YouTube at some point. But so I'm excited to re-listen to them with you. But like they didn't take me out of what was happening, but it also wasn't like, oh, these aren't, I mean, which is again a tough ask, but these aren't like Wizard and I level, like, oh, this is the punch that Act Two needs to really have it stand as, you know, its own film, its own moment. Like it didn't give me, the heart didn't beat a million times over. You know what I mean? How did you feel about that?
I liked them. I still am singing. I only heard it once, but the No Place Like Home, like I still am like singing that little hook in my head. And I liked the depth they sort of, you know, as I said, you know, you can, because these movies were split apart, you can really expand on things like the No Place Like Home song, really like giving insight to like refugees and stuff like that, and how so many are like don't want to leave their homeland, even though these horrible things are happening, because there's no place like home. And like, and Ariana's song, The Girl in the Bubble, how like in her whole life she's been in this sort of like bubble of privilege and everything. I think is a very nice insight to the characters. And it's like stuff, my thing with the movie is kind of just like, there's a lot of stuff that is not needed to make this a good story. But, while we have to be here for 2 hours because we're only doing one act, sure, this stuff is nicely done. The girl in the bubble, there were really cool shots in there. John Chu was like, I'm going to give you something really interesting to watch, with the whole every shot being like a mirror or something.
Right.
So there's, as I said, like as a whole, the movie, I'm kind of like, I don't think it like works as like a standalone movie just because of like structurally and everything. But I was like, while I'm here, I'm interested, I'm invested, I'm enjoying myself. Oh, and that ending, girl, with that final shot, recreating the Wicked poster, Mr. Chu, you fucking ate that down, I have to say. Like, that was fun. I really loved that.
Very good fan service, too. It's like the people are going to see that and know what it is and feel really good about it. And so I love that for them. I am mostly with you. I don't think like this movie, it's like the first one though was such a masterpiece in my eyes. Like I really felt like even in the first act, I don't love every song, but I walked out of there like, oh my gosh, I am inspired. I love this. I'm like, I can't wait to run to the theater again to watch this first act again. Like it just was amazing. Like the high points are so high. And even the songs that are not my favorite, which I know everyone loves Dancing Through Life, that is not my favorite. But what was happening on screen, like what was going on during that sequence really draws you in. And I didn't feel that, of course the songs, in my opinion, don't hit as high as they do in Act 1, but also the sequencing that were happening around them. Like, while the story, I thought it was really clever how everything tied back to The Wizard of Oz, and it was cool to see that. I wasn't like pulled emotionally in the second half, or like really, I don't know. It was just like, oh, I've seen it now. Basically like, oh, I'm glad I know how this story ends, but like, I'm not rushing to rewatch it, if that makes sense. Like, it's just like, yes, it's cool. We've tied up our loose ends and the story has been told in full, but I will be rewatching, Wicked Part 1 for the rest of my life. And I don't know if I'm going to see this half again.
You could be watching the snippets of Part 2.
Yes. A little snippet.
Sure.
A little cut.
Yeah. Something I guess this is like an Act 2 thing in general. Like, I wish there was like a moment of choreography in the second movie, even though there are no songs in Act 2 that really warrant that, except for Thank Goodness.
Yeah.
That's sort of the only number in Act 2 that really allotted that and everything. So I wish there was more of that in there to really like jolt us into something.
Especially
those moments.
And John Chu is so brilliant at the cinematography around those kind of moments in the Heights, in Act 1, Part 1 are just so thrilling. I agree. That would have been beautiful to see.
Yeah, so it's like maybe one of the new songs could have been an up-tempo of sorts, or something that involved the ensemble a little more, just to sort of, because whenever like ensemble is involved in a musical in general, especially a movie musical, there's something that really like hooks the audience in. So there wasn't really nothing like in Act 2 that really gave us that, I feel. That maybe could have helped a little bit. But like the thing is, like, I was very happy to be there and I was enjoying myself, and I think like everyone did a bang up job. I think it's just what Act 2 is. This is what Act 2 of Wicked is,
Right. Yeah, my criticisms honestly do not lay at the feet of the director. The performances were exceptional. The director, I think John M. Chu did a beautiful job. It's just, for me, it's like, what can you do with this material to make it work as a standalone movie? Like, everyone did the best they could. It just, I would rather see a single film that was 3.5 hours. But again, it made all this money. Hopefully it's exciting people. There'll be more movie musicals made, and I will be in the seats watching those. But I didn't dislike it, but it's also like with Part 1, just the high is so high. Like it's such a high bar to reach. And we all know what Act 2 of Wicked already is. They sounded great on For Good. They sounded great throughout. And I love everyone involved.
Yeah. And I have to say, Ariana, I don't think it's horrible category fraud to put her in supporting for this movie. Because there were giant chunks where she wasn't there.
That's
Even
true.
though her character does have a huge arc in this movie and like learns a lot and everything. Still a little bit of category fraud, but not as egregious as with the first movie.
Okay. Well, there you go. Less category fraud. Okay, we love that. Is there anything else you'd want to say about Wicked for Good before we go on to our other topics?
I'm sure we'll be talking about it for the next few months as like awards season rolls around.
Yes.
And like keeps going through. So more things will pop up, guys. Don't worry about that.
More Wicked for Good to come. Just also an update in the world of Wicked for Good. That guy who grabbed Ariana Grande at that premiere in Singapore, I believe, was actually sentenced to 9 days in prison. Initially, it was just going to be, you have to pay this amount of money, but that is happening. And again, it's one of those things where I'm always like, I want to be one of those abolish the police people. But then someone does shit like that, and I'm just like, throw them under the jail for a day.
Sometimes you need a good 9 days, a good 9.
Just 9 days.
Sometimes people need a little more.
I meant for him. No, there are many more things that require much more time. Keith Urban, you fucking
girl.
loser.
It is 2020 in 2025. In 2020, tell the people what he did, and then we'll talk about it.
He went to Mar-a-Lago and in front of Donald Trump performed, including a cover of Chappell Roan's Pink Pony Club, which, if we know what the song's about, it's about gay liberation and finding your true self, even if your mom is telling you not to go and party in West Hollywood. What does that have to do with you and Donald Trump, Keith? Why are we performing for Donald Trump, Keith? It's just one of those things. It's oh my God, Nicole Kidman, I'm so glad this is not your problem anymore. And it's just I thought the only person on that Mariah Carey American Idol panel that I needed to be wary of was Nikki. But clearly you and Nikki are in cahoots. So we're just down to 2, Mariah and Randy Jackson, the only good 2013 Idol judges. Because what the fuck was this? Why? You're not even American.
Keith Urban, you on American Idol, because that's mostly what I know you from.
Same.
That's where I interacted with you.
Yeah.
You were the perfect neutral. You truly never took sides between Mariah and Nikki during all of that feuding and everything. You were so pleasant and happy. And it's kind of just this performing at Mar-a-Lago in 2025
horrifying.
is it's okay, if it was it's remember when Trump first got elected and Jennifer Holliday was scheduled to sing at his inauguration, and then people were like, hey, Jennifer, don't do it. And she was just oh, I guess I won't do it. It's stuff, doing stuff around that time before all of this shit has gone down. That's
right. One
thing. But now there is no excuse, especially everything that's happening now.
100%.
This month in general, truly, it's just oh no, doing something like this now is not just being I want to unite all Americans. Doing something like this for Donald Trump now is actively taking a stance on something that's really terrible. And so Keith, I don't understand why, and especially Pink Pony Club, because when you say he performed Pink Pony Club, I'm kind of just oh, was he there to troll? Because that would be kind of fun. But it seems he wasn't.
I don't think he was. I think he was there to sing his best stuff, and that includes a cover of Chappell. So I don't know what happened there, but it was off-putting. It is, I, as someone who never thought about Keith Urban, I now think of him negatively. So that's that on that. May he rest. The Family Stone might be getting a sequel. The writer and director of the original film, Thomas Bazooka, I don't know if that's how you pronounce this name, is working on it. Nothing has been officially greenlit, but he reached out to the original cast members and everyone is interested in returning. He said he wanted to honor Diane Keaton with the film, who passed away in October. He had been, I think, working on it before that change, but not obviously. Spoiler alert for Family Stone, if you've not seen it. She dies at the end of that film. And so the film was not going to include her in the first place, but was going to be the family getting back together 20 years later, XYZ. And everyone is I don't want it. No more reboots, no more sequels, no more anything. And I'm I am with you in most ways, but what about a movie I really like? There's a possibility that it could be good, guys. And so I would like to tune in, if for no other reason, to see Rachel McAdams be mean again. They never let her be mean anymore. And she's so fucking mean in that movie. And she would still be mean 20 years later. Let's see it.
And she's good at it. Come on. I'm sure she's nice in real life.
I'm sure.
But she's great at being mean too. I mean, she is the mean girl.
She is the mean girl.
Hello, that is what she will forever be known as, is Regina George. The thing I have faith in is that like it's being written and directed again by the same director,
yes,
who did the original that people love so much, and it's not like it's a movie that's so nostalgic that it's gimmicky to have a sequel right now, you know. And it's also been it came out in 2010,
2005.
Oh, never mind. All right, half a decade off, but you know what I mean. It was out long enough ago where it's like, you know what? Let's bring this back. And people don't really make these kind of like holiday movies anymore, like movies that like go out in theaters and everything. A lot of times people now relegate holiday movies to like straight to streaming, or like Hallmark or something like that. So it would be nice to see this go to theaters. And I'd be the first in line there.
I'd be the first in line. It's a great film, and hopefully it happens. Stay tuned for more information on that.
Family Stone, for good.
Yes, the only two films that matter to us, darling. Hilary Duff has announced her sixth studio album entitled Luck, ... or something. And it's coming out in February 20th, 2026 via Atlantic Records. And she also has sold out a mini tour entitled Small Rooms, Big Nerves, and it kicks off in London in January 19th. So Hillary's really doing the comeback thing full throttle. Like, it's not just I'm dropping this Carly Rae-esque single and saying goodbye. She's got a whole record ready. She's got a mini tour ready. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear what it sounds like.
We truly are rebooting everything from 2004, 2005.
Yes.
Wicked, Family Stone, Hilary Duff.
And Madonna's next album is going to be Confessions on a Dance Floor Part 2. So everything from 20 years ago is getting rebooted. If Mariah wants to make an Emancipation of Mimi part, well, I guess she kind of did. But whatever, Part 2, we're ready for it.
We were talking about how one of my favorite performances I've ever given is Will Parker at my junior year of high school in Oklahoma. That was from 2005. Maybe that will be rebooted and you'll see me on stage in Oklahoma somewhere in the world.
I would love that. I would be the first one there to see it if it wasn't too far away, you know.
Wow, you wouldn't fly out to see me as Will Parker in Oklahoma?
Is he a main character as well?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then yeah. Then sure.
I mean, he's like a supporting character, but he's like a good supporting character.
Yeah,
and baby, when I do it, it's the fucking lead.
Perfect. Yes. No, I would go. I just, I need to know when you're going on. I don't want to be there and you pull, and you're like, oh, I'm going to be off today because I feel like doing something else. Like, you can't be going to Kelly Clarkson on the day I'm coming to see you perform. That's what I'm saying.
I'll see how I feel.
Okay, great. David Oyelowo and Rachel Brosnahan are set to star in a new Othello film adaptation. I mostly got this because I like David Oyelowo and I'd like to see him in more things. So maybe this is one of the things.
Yeah, he's great. Ironically, also, he was the guest when I saw a taping of the Jennifer Hudson show.
Oh, there you go. How was that? I feel like people always talk shit about Jennifer Hudson's interviewing skills. How'd she do?
It was very fun. She did a good job with him. Yeah, perfect. I really enjoyed it. That was a really fun taping. I'm excited. I think it'd be cool to have a new Othello if they do it sort of like how they did the new Macbeth that was with Frances McDormand and Denzel Washington. I thought that was really cool. I loved how that was done. I loved Catherine Hunter in that movie. So to do it, let's make some cool new Shakespeare adaptations.
Hey, why not?
Like big budget Shakespeare adaptations and everything, and then we can move on to new Rodgers and Hammerstein adaptations of movies.
Like, what do you mean?
We're going with classics.
Can we bring Brandy back for Cinderella?
Why not?
Yes,
I guess
rebooting it all, and that's what I want to see.
I was thinking more something like Carousel.
Put Brandy in Carousel. Call it a day.
I could put her in Carousel. Let's go.
Do it.
Julie Jordan. She's still got it. We'll put a drum beat under If I Loved You.
I feel like in 2025, someone would notice. We didn't notice back in the 90s whenever Brandy started singing, they'd add like a little 808 behind her, but and it's like, okay, don't do
And
that.
then when you and I rewatched it together a couple years ago, we were just like, oh my God, the orchestrations are out of control in this. It's so good. Oh, God, they sounded so good.
Oh,
like impossible.
Perfect. Perfect
It's
movie.
like hearing Whitney Houston sing anything, you're just like, oh, this is the best song on the planet. But then also like hearing her sing such wonderful material like Rodgers and Hammerstein, you're just like, oh God, this is fucking heaven.
Was that
really
97?
didn't appreciate it enough at the time.
We really did. Was that 97 as well? What year was that?
97, yeah.
Ugh. Everything good happened in 1997, and we all need to just accept that, okay? Best year of all time, period. Tate McRae is on a date with an NHL hockey man, Jack Hughes, because she and the kid Leroy broke up. Supposedly, they've been spotted on a date.
On a date, just one. That's not news, girl. You know how many dates I go on for the first dates I go on?
Hey, next time it pops up on my newsfeed, I'm going to tell everybody. Matt Steele spotted New York on a date with mystery man.
Well, all right, we can make this a podcast all about that.
Any podcast about you is your favorite. So
Oh,
that's
God.
what it'll be. Where in the world is Matt Steele is going to be the new name of this.
We can interview. We could have a podcast where we like a spin-off podcast where I go on a date and we interview each guy and like he talks candidly about his first impressions of me on the first date.
I think that'd be amazing. I mean, if you want to make it, I'm here to produce it. We can think of names. I can fly some, equipment out for you that you might need. I'm ready for this.
That would be really fucking fun. I guarantee you.
Would it be fun for you? Like, I feel like this
Yes.
is very vulnerable.
Are you kidding? I love hearing about myself. And when people, even if it's like critical, I'm just like,
Right.
yes.
Okay, well, something to look forward to in 2026, I guess. A whole new series coming out about Matt Steele's dating life.
I would love it because he would be like on this and we'd be like, okay, what's the worst thing about going on a first date with Matt Steele? And he'd be like, being suckered into doing this fucking podcast. I guess he's a narcissist.
I know. Maybe somebody's into that, though. That could be their thing.
No, and also, I love shy guys, like quiet guys. So like truly no one I date would ever want to go on this shit.
Well, that's why you have to surprise them with it at the very end. Be like, not a question. Just tell me the truth.
Surprise. You're now going to be broadcast to not 100,000, but close to 99,000 people.
Absolutely. Since I like to end every podcast with a new Taylor Swift music rumor, there's a new rumor about Taylor Swift. There's a rumor that the video that she filmed in the UK was actually for Opalite and not for Elizabeth Taylor, and that it is ... Christmas themed.
Okay, that makes sense. When when people were like, the next single is Elizabeth Taylor, I was like, I prefer Elizabeth Taylor, but I'm shocked it's not Opalite.
Right. Well, I guess we'll see. Maybe it'll come out. Maybe it'll come out in conjunction with the Disney Plus series and update to the Eras Tour thing. It could be a part of a promotional plan,
Matt Palmer,
What?
I don't want to scare you.
What?
But do you think this being a Christmas single will conflict with another Christmas single going number one?
No. No. No, I don't. This song has been out for a long time. No, I don't. No.
If it does, and All I Want for Christmas Is You does not reach number one this year, is Taylor Swift your new mortal enemy? Like, will you have to despise her?
The thing is, next week, All Christmas Is You is going to be number 9. All right? So this is pre-Christmas. She's not putting Opalite out on Friday. I think we're going to be fine. Also, no, I'm not worried. I feel like this came up, and we love everybody, when Christmas Tree Farm was announced, and it turned out to be not a problem. So I think the Lambs are in a good spot.
Okay, listen, Opalite's not the most brilliant song on the planet, but it's better than Christmas Tree Farm. Give it a little more credit than that, okay?
All right, I'll give it that. Any other news for idiots you would like to share with the people?
No.
Okay, guys, well, we're going to take a quick break and then be back with more 2Gay Mats, the podcast.
I just have to say, the lighting is great right now. My hair is doing everything in this video. You can't see it yet, Matt Palmer, but when you edit this video together and put it on YouTube, you are going to fall in love with me.
Well, we'll see if that happens. Everybody stay tuned for next week. See if we've fallen madly in love. I don't foresee it, but you never know.
Yes, but what else should the people do, Matt Palmer?
Everyone, please go to your Apple Podcast and or Spotify. Leave us a 5-star rating or review. It does need to be 5 stars because anything below that, you can keep it to yourself. And if you really enjoy us, go to patreon.com/2gaymats where you can get extra bonus content from us so very regularly. You can join the Discord, hang out with friends you just haven't met yet. And we just put up our reaction to Tate McRae's new deluxe edition of her album, So Close to What? And we're going to be listening to Wicked for Good together tomorrow. So that'll that'll be up on the Patreon soon as well. It's just a great place to be, and you don't want to miss out on the content, darling. And Matt Steele.
Oh, yes.
What section of the podcast are we in?
We are on Email My Heart, and this is the section of the podcast where we answer any questions that you guys might have. You can be a part of Email My Heart if you email us at 2gaymats@gmail.com. 2 is spelled TWO. So we have one question this week, and it is a very simple answer, but still, I'm giving it anyway.
Yes.
It is an email from Amy. Amy says, messy white gaze question, and I love this because it's about what? Me.
Oh, Jesus.
And it says, hey, Matt Steele, this is a question short and to the point. Once Messy White Gaze is off Broadway, is there a way us non-New Yorkers are able to see this? Thanks, best Amy. Well, first, it's already off Broadway. Yes. But I assume you mean when it's off Broadway. Because it is not on Broadway yet, darling. Is there a way for us non-New Yorkers to be able to see this? Unfortunately, no. I don't foresee there being like a pro shot of this. They did record a performance for, I believe like B-roll footage, which maybe will turn into some sort of archival footage. Maybe that will be available at like the Lincoln Center Library. Maybe at some point in the future. I truly don't know. I don't think there are many off-Broadway shows that are at the Lincoln Center Library, like their archival footage. But maybe, you never know. In any case, like I'm not on that video. So, but my co-stars are truly wonderful. So if it does end up there, I encourage you to, check that out because they're incredible. You can just follow Messy White Gaze on Instagram and like TikTok and all the social medias and everything. And maybe like comment like, I want to see this made into a movie or something like that. It's like, I don't know, like give producers and everything like ideas or give like audiences ideas and be like clamor and be like, yeah, we really would like to see this as a movie because it would be a really fun movie. I was just talking about that with someone today. Like I would love to see this turned into a movie. And so maybe if you put that little seed out there on, the internet, then that could put some ideas in someone's head. It could, engagement never hurts in terms of promotion for the show in general. But yeah, it's the thing with theater is, it's very hard to get a pro shot of, professional theater just because there's so much money that's involved in that and so many unions involved in that and everything. And, but if you want to put that out there into the universe, I love the encouragement, and it's good to put good vibes out there in the universe. And one day, maybe you will see it or something like it.
Yes. I hope that.
Yeah.
My fingers are crossed.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the only email we got. But did you want to do a 2 gay minutes, Matt Palmer?
I did. There are just a few Bravo things I would like to go over today.
Okay. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 2 gay minutes. This is the section of the podcast where one of the Matts rambles about something the other Matt doesn't give a shit about for 2 minutes and 2 minutes only. And Matt Palmer has some Bravo shit that will go in one of my ears and out the other, but just for 2 minutes. Are you ready, Matt Palmer?
I am ready.
All right. Your 2 gay minutes start now.
Guys, I am brokenhearted about the fact that Candy Burris and her husband Todd Tucker have divorced, or like beginning the divorcing process after 11 years and 2 children together. They met on the show. He was like working in production and she was a cast member, but they fell in love, and then we saw their relationship grow and grow, and it was just a beautiful thing to see Candy find love. And they've been together for so long, especially as people in the public eye, and I just had such a long wish for them to stay together, to end up together, and I'm sad that they have broken up. But people are, posting, of course, all the clips of Candy's mom was like, don't marry this man. I can't believe it. He's short with a big head. You're short with a big head. Don't get married. Why would you be introduced even? And like, she's truly, Mama Joyce is a tough cookie, but like has been saying the whole time, Todd is wrong. Don't marry Todd. And now everyone's like, well, Mama Joyce tried to warn you. Mama Joyce tried to, what's like, guys, 11 years doesn't mean it was not a successful marriage. Like they were together for a long time, had kids together. It was beautiful. Mama Joyce wasn't right. Mama Joyce was certainly in the wrong saying what she did. And also Candy had a fucking ironclad prenup, so she's going to be fine. No one worried. That man is not getting anywhere close to the No Scrubs money. Secondly, I just want to say that the Housewives of Orange County reunion part 3 aired. And look, I don't like Tamara. Tamara's like, she was on Traitors, so you remember her. She's not my favorite. She produces behind the scenes. She's too much. She's over the top. She's a headache. I get that. What Gretchen did was like all of these homophobic and transphobic posts, and the fact that Andy Cohen and all of the other cast members were like, we don't even know if it's fully true, and like we heard Tamara did this behind the scenes XYZ, instead of holding her feet to the fire about what she absolutely liked on Instagram that was homophobic, transphobic, and like it's like this is the real problem. Like why are we? It's like when people get mad at someone being like, if you say that they said the N-word, it could really ruin their lives. Like why would you say that? It's like what's worse, being called the N-word. Like her being a homophobe and transphobe is the big problem here, and that's what we should be putting out of the show. Get out of here, Gretchen. No more Gretchen, no more Slade.
No more Gretchen and no more you, because your 2 minutes are over.
They're over, but I had to get my feelings out. Gretchen sucks, and we as a culture, at least on that reunion stage, we're not saying it enough. She sucks. She's a homophobe. She's a transphobe. There's no way you're gonna convince me that that's not the case. So yeah, Tamara's a headache, but let's focus on the problem. Gretchen.
All right, but let's get to the real villain here. The real villain, aka the wizard in this entire story. The real villain, and that is Mama Joyce. Because, ma'am, what is wrong with being short and having a big head?
Yeah, no, it's a tough feedback that she gave Phaedra, who introduced the two of them. And she just didn't, thought for like procreation purposes, if both people were short with big heads, that you're going to end up with like big headed short babies. And like, that's not what she wanted. But again, I'm just the news reporter. I'm passing along this news. I don't co-sign it.
As someone who often on this channel, I get comments being like, why is that redhead's head so big? I'm very offended. I get told on YouTube that I have a big head, and I get told on stage if I'm ever barefoot that I have huge feet.
I will say I don't feel like you've gotten the big head comments on YouTube in a minute. So maybe, I think the haircut probably helped things out there, because when your hair was bigger, it did make the whole, dome look bigger, right?
I've grown into my head since puberty.
Puberty was long ago, darling. I think ever since these cameras have been up, you are post-pube.
Honey, I am a homosexual, and we finish puberty when we're 55, okay? That's when we're ready to settle down and start having kids.
Well, I mean, I look forward to that day for you. I think that'll be a beautiful time as a 6-year-old new parent. Hey, if, I feel like there are old actors who do that, who are in their like 80s having kids. That could be you.
It so could be me. That means if I have a kid, that means that I'll be able to like financially like afford having a kid, and that means that maybe I'll have found some success in acting.
Yeah, but also you'll have
as an understudy in the Messy White Gays movie.
Yeah, but if you do that, you'll also have like 4 good years with them. Like, don't do that. You could do before 80.
Listen. They will be the best 4 years of that kid's life. Okay,
they won't even remember when those who is it? Did Robert De Niro popped out with a new kid recently? I'm just like, guys.
And Al Pacino, I think they both did.
It's like, guys, let's
listen. Are you trying to fucking tell me I'm not memorable? Huh? Me? Baby, please.
They need more than your memory to raise children. Like, your memory is not going to do a lot of the heavy lifting. So
then I'll be rich. And those kids will have my inheritance. Okay,
they will have it, but I don't think it's enough. So if you could pass it along to Al Pacino and Robert De Niro that these are my feelings and that I think what they're doing is wrong, that'd be great.
Those kids are gonna be fine.
They'll be fine, but they won't know their dad. They won't know their dad. It's sad. I think it's sad. It's just sad.
It's sad, but I would rather have not know my dad, and my dad was still able to provide me with a truly wonderful life, than to know my dad and have him be a shitty dad.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I mean, but couldn't you? Good dad isn't an option in these two choices. Like a good, present, alive dad.
Listen, as we learned from the Wicked movie, as good as an idea is, it's never ever going to be perfect. You could have a good idea, but then it leads to ideas that aren't necessarily perfect, which might lead into other things that are good. Like, truly, everyone's just out here doing their best. Okay.
What's the next segment?
Sometimes you get your young hot wife pregnant, and you're 90 years old. You just got to go with the flow, okay?
You don't go with that flow. What's the next segment?
The next segment is Travis Tracks. This is the segment where I talk about the playlist I gave my roommate, because Travis, unfortunately, knows nothing about pop music. And so I gave him a playlist of 365 songs, one for each day of the year. And he's going through...
People are asking for a link to the Spotify. So you should send me that link. I should put it in the info description or something, because I want people to follow along.
I want to say I put it in the Discord.
I think you did, but I'm not going to scroll up and find that. Just send me the link again.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are onto a very exciting point in history right now.
Okay.
Because that is Lemonade.
Oh!
And it's perfect timing because I gave exactly 7 songs from Lemonade.
Yes.
And so the entire week has been a Lemonade week for
Beautiful.
Travis. Oh, what a great week. So first we start with an incredible opening track called Pray You Catch Me, written by a little tiny little white boy. And it's like, girl, incredible. You know Beyonce was like, give me that little white boy song. It's called Pray You Catch Me.
Yes.
And Travis says, haunting.
Yes.
Beautiful,
Yes.
but sad.
Yeah.
I probably won't come back to this one, but it's lovely, and I really did love it.
Okay. Have we gotten to the bottom of why he's so averse to a sad song? Like, why does like that sentimentality really read as I won't return to this? Like, that's just
I think in general, he doesn't go back to singular songs. I think he's very much kind of like, if he listens to something, it's going to be like as a whole, like as an album or like in something visual or something like that. He's not someone who like listens to, who just like turns on music.
Right.
Which I'm not necessarily like that either. Like I'm like, when I turn on music, I'm very much like, I need to have a lot of time. I'm going for a long walk or I'm going for a long drive or something like that. So I'm not one, I hate having just music in the background as I'm doing other things.
You know, I love it.
Oh, I hate it. But we're on Lemonade, and this is a story album, so
Absolutely.
you really need to pay attention. But so next, obviously, is the next track on this album, and that is a song called Hold Up.
Perfect.
And Travis says, a masterpiece.
Tell him, Travis.
Super cool sound. I love the low notes.
All right.
Okay.
Look at him having some taste this week. I am proud of you,
I
Travis.
know.
Because you are absolutely
Girl,
right. This is a masterpiece. What a song.
Yes, I know. And just such an interesting way to start a Beyonce album, because
Yes.
Beyonce usually starts with, hey, hey, I'm Beyonce.
But no, she's getting into the story. She has a story to tell. Yes.
Well, now we get into some hey, hey, because she goes on to don't hurt yourself. And Travis says, this one's really interesting. It's incredibly unique. I feel like this is modern art.
This is literally, that is what Beyonce has been going for since 2013. Like, I feel like that is the review that she's been requesting, is that people realize that what she is doing is modern art. He's absolutely right.
Next song is Sorry by Beyonce.
Yes.
He says, similar feeling to Don't Hurt Yourself. I'm starting to see these are all like little mood pieces.
Okay, it took a minute, but yeah. And like, had he not heard of Lemonade or like what it was?
He had like
Okay.
vaguely, but I think it's kind of like, we talk about our little gay shit.
Right.
People who really aren't in the know are kind of just like, oh yeah, I guess Beyonce put out an album and it was acclaimed, but they don't really know the lore, the story and everything.
Right.
So now we get on to just a track of all tracks, just dead smack in the center, the defying gravity of Lemonade, if you will. And that is a song called Daddy Lessons.
I love
What a
this
number.
one. What a song.
It's incredible.
Yes.
And Travis truly says nothing other than love, 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 love.
Oh, Travis, look at you. I am proud of you.
I know. His taste. I love it.
This week.
Song this week, yes. Next song is a song called Freedom by Miss Beyonce. And Travis says, this one is very powerful. I really like it. And it makes me think of Kamala.
Oh, well, that makes sense. That was her song,
Yep.
wasn't it?
It was. We were so happy. We were so happy. It's like whenever I hear Fight Song, I'm just brought back. I'm like, oh, I was so happy.
I know. We really believed, didn't we?
But we got to keep moving on. And we go on to the final track of Lemonade, and that is a song called Formation, a moment where the world stopped the second she said, got hot sauce in my bag, swag. Travis says, obviously I've heard this before, and obviously this is perfect. Another masterpiece.
All right. Travis,
Yeah.
I'm so glad he's on the Lemonade train because, again, the Butterfly Week was so tough for me. Matt Steele, right now, if you had to choose between Lemonade and Renaissance, which
Stop, don't.
I'm
You
just
can't.
asking.
You
It's
can't.
just today. Just today.
No.
I'm not saying forever. I'm just saying today.
It's impossible. Because they're both so great for different. That's why Beyonce's so great. All of her albums are so great for different reasons. All of her albums outdo each other in some sort of aspect.
Yes, I know.
Jesus Christ. I mean, Renaissance is just track for track, musically so utterly fantastic.
Yes.
But I think when I think of Beyonce's career and who Beyonce is as an artist,
yes,
I think Lemonade is the culmination of Beyonce's brilliance as an artistic figure, as a person who puts out art and is really pushing the medium forward.
All right.
Even though musically, I would probably put Renaissance above Lemonade, like song for song.
I think I agree with you. I think there's something about the replay value of Renaissance that's just unmatched, especially for an album that fucking long. You really think this is going to have some valleys, this is going to have some moments I don't care about, but it's just, I just want to start it over and over again. It's like, yes, if you were teaching a class on Beyonce, Lemonade's the most important chapter, and excellent, flawless in every way, especially the visuals attached to it. But if I was if I can only take one of these albums to a desert island, I'm taking Renaissance.
Yeah, and you're only focusing on just music.
Yes, just music, because we don't have any visuals to compare that against. So,
and the thing with Lemonade is it's truly sonically we are all over the place.
Yes.
We are going everywhere, but for some reason it tells such a cohesive, singular story and she truly there's no fat. It's truly there are however many chapters, 9 chapters, whatever the fuck, and each one is its own thing.
Yes.
There is nothing more that is on here that needs to be on here. She did it all in such a succinct way. Oh, God, she's
what
great.
An artist. I love her.
Guys, this is a Beyonce podcast.
We thought it was about For Good, but it's about Beyonce. Surprise.
It always goes back to Beyonce. God damn it.
It really does. Okay. Do you have a give me moments, or should I?
I honestly don't have. I mean, I did wonderful things. I saw For Good. I saw Kelly Clarkson. I did really, and everything. But there wasn't. But I already talked about my feelings on Wicked. So Matt Palmer, what has been giving you moments this week?
Mine won't be too long because again, we're only 4 episodes into this series, but I have very much gotten into a new Apple TV show entitled Pluribus. It is a show that stars Rhea Seehorn is her name, and it is a dark comedy. Again, if you're going to watch it and you don't want to be spoiled at all, then you're about to get spoiled. So spoiler alert. It's basically about, it's like an apocalyptic kind of story, but instead of zombies or everyone dying of this disease, basically everyone on the planet except 13 people have combined into one consciousness and one person, but all their bodies, the individual bodies are still there, but they all work as a unit. And she is left, basically she was in this relationship and she's a writer, and she is one of the individuals that is left. And so all these people in her neighborhoods are basically just hey Carol, what do you need, Carol? I'm here, I can get you some food. Basically the goal of what the aliens or whatever is doing is trying to get them to every single person on planet Earth to be a part of this group us. So it's you could ask a child on the street who's 6 years old, hey, do you have the information as a brain surgeon? If I do XYZ, how to fix it? He's yeah, no, you would use this scalpel. You would do this. They can pull from all information. You see people flying your airplanes that just look like they work at a restaurant. And it's just because they all have a combined consciousness, essentially. So it's very weird. It's very high concept, and it's dark because she's so alone. But she arranged a meetup with all of the other English-speaking people who are still individuals on the planet, and only she is this needs to be reversed. This is killing all of us. The other people are well, this looks like my son. This looks like my mom. This looks like my dad. And they're all being nice to me. I think things are going great. And then one gross guy is having all these hot girls around that he could just have sex with. And she's the only one that's I am taking this seriously. This is entire, to save humanity, we have to reverse this. But there seems to be one other guy who doesn't speak English. And I think he's in oh, I don't remember which country he's in, but like that she's trying to connect with because like he understands the gravity of this situation. He doesn't trust the us people out there, even though they all try to bring him food. He just like leaves it out on the curb. And so hopefully they can get together and figure out how to reverse this because basically our lead characters figured out via her like chaperone us representative that like there is a way to reverse this and to get the individuals back in their bodies. But they have to figure it out. And I know we're only 4 episodes in, but I'm hooked. I care. It's not funny, but it's interesting. It's like if you're a Severance person, like if you enjoy the show Severance, I think you'll like Pluribus. Especially that pilot episode, I think is just like, because again, me explaining this to you, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? And the way that they tell this story on that show is just brilliant. So I can't recommend it enough. It is bizarre. And it is like, I guess a little scary at points, but like, you know me, I get scared easily. I'm not frightened by it. It's more just like, oh, how's she going to get out of this? And also, who did this? What is this about? Like, I have so many more questions than answers about the show, but I'm in as of right now. I hope they don't go off the deep end. Don't, you know, but because I'd like to be in for the long haul. This could be my show post Sex in the City, you know?
Look at you becoming a sci-fi girly.
Who saw that coming?
Like truly never anticipated this happening for you.
It's great. It's real. Like if ever you are bored, and I know you'll never watch a show because it's television, but if you need something to take the place of Handmaid's Tale for you, Pluribus is where it's at.
Let me get through Survivor. Let me get through my Survivor binge.
What season are you on?
I'm on season 43 now. I'm
Okay.
almost done season 43. And yeah, because I have to be done my whole binge of the entire series before we get to season 50, because that's the one I want to watch in real time. And that starts, I think, like middle of February. I think they just announced. So I have until middle of February to watch about like 5 seasons or 6 seasons.
I cannot believe you have powered through 42 seasons of Survivor. That is so wild to me.
Almost 43. And neither do I, darling. Because this show is different from Big Brother, let me tell you.
Do you think, because I feel like a lot of Survivor fans feel like the show has, I mean, I don't know how to say this nicely, gotten worse over the years and they're doing too many twists and turns and all of this. Do you feel that way as well?
I certainly do.
Okay.
It's just the show isn't so much, you're not so much watching people play Survivor. You're now watching a show about people talking about Survivor.
Oh,
like
God.
everything feels so meta now. Like the tribal councils are all them sitting there philosophizing about Survivor. Like, what is it? What's the conversation? Like, to play this game, like, what do you need? What do you need to do? And like, I'm just like, we're all like, because now it's all, a lot of the fans complain that now they just cast super fans. Like everyone is a super fan. So everyone is just overthinking everything and knows way too much about Survivor. And it's funny because on Big Brother, we always make fun of, you know, the show sometimes because we're just like, oh, they cast way too many recruits. We call them recruits on the show, like people who know nothing about Big Brother, and they always cast like the 1 or 2 super fans and everyone else is just a fucking recruit, and we always talk shit about them. But Survivor is the opposite problem, because instead of having, because sometimes when there are people who don't know how to play the game and are really messy, it causes a lot of fun.
Right.
But with Survivor, everyone is like a super fan who has just seen every season and is just more so like analyzing the game of Survivor than actually playing it.
Right.
And so it's just kind of like, and like everyone's perfectly likable and lovely and fun and everything, but the editing is just, there's too many contestants now. Every story is like everyone has to have this story arc where they're overcoming something, which is, you know, you would think would be fun on paper, but it's just kind of becoming a little bloated, essentially, also with with all the twists and everything that they have now. And also on Survivor, no one fucking fights.
That's
on
annoying.
Big Brother, they fucking, like, we think that fights have gotten light on Big Brother now, but on Survivor, no one is yelling at anyone. And people blindside other people at Tribal, and they all come back from Tribal, and they're like, oh, it's okay, I understand. And it's like, no, fucking fight each other.
Right.
Like, how, I had no idea that like Survivor culture has become so like, we're not going to get into arguments. It's like, no, fucking fight with each
Right.
other. This is why I'm tuning in. That's why I tune into Big Brother.
Right. It's the only reality show that should involve no fighting is the Great British Bake Off. Everything else, that's a part of the log line. Like, we want to see people at their worst, like at their truest broken down selves. Like, be the villain, fight, yell, make something happen.
And the thing is, because they're all super fans, they're all like really good sports about everything. Like when someone gets blindsided, everyone's just like, oh, you guys got me, good game and everything. And it's like, no, like the things I love on Big Brother, like my favorite Big Brother exit is this guy Cornbread on Big Brother Over the Top. He was the first one evicted and it was like a blindside and everything. And everyone was like, bye Cornbread, we love you, we love you. And he just turned around to all them and just went, fuck y'all. And then just walk like, it's just like we want bitterness. We want fucking poor sports. We want people screaming at each other. And Survivor, they're all just like, oh man, good game. And it's like, boo.
I will say,
I hear seasons 44 through like 47 are really good.
Okay, good.
Like those seasons are fun. So I'm almost there.
Yeah, I feel like there's a similar problem happening on Housewives, which it kind of came up at the OC Part 3 reunion, where now it's not just about what's happening on the show. It's of course about optics with the audience, but now it's like about courting the Bravo bloggers to make them report as if they're on your side. And so it's like, there's a rumor that Tamara's leaking storylines to these bloggers before the show airs, so that when the show airs, they can be supportive of her. And I'm like, guys, this is too much. Like, it needs to be just about you infighting and like your actual conflict and resolution within the group. And my queen, Heather Dubrow, said something about like this at that reunion. And it's like, I think breaking the fourth wall makes sense. Like when we watch the Scandival episode, there's no way to talk about what happened without being like, this is also about the show, right? But the actual courting of these public people who just report on your show feels like a bridge too far. Like this is now, it's getting complicated. It's like boring. And it's like this, we're actually not playing a game of Survivor is what Heather Dubrow said. We're supposed to be doing a different kind of show. So yeah, it's hard when a reality TV show has been on for as long as these shows have been on, people start to play the game in a way that's just like, this isn't what it's about anymore. You know?
Because the lore becomes a part of the show. The culture of the show becomes a part of the show. And with Bravo, it's like the culture of the whole entire TV network becomes a part of the show. Right. So it's really challenging. But you know what? But the thing is, like, I'm watching 43 and I'm just like, you know what? It's cool to see how these people are interacting. Like, I really like a lot of the people on there are nice. Oh, I have a crush on this one guy, Jesse, on that season. Oh, he's so cute. He used to be a gang member and then he fixed his life up and then he got his PhD. And I'm just like, oh God, I love you. You are husband material.
Well, I hope you guys get married. Is he
no,
gay?
He's got a wife and kid. No,
he's
got a wife and kids.
They're never
it's
gay.
Okay.
You're huge crushes.
No, the TV crushes not so much, but like real life crushes, they're pretty gay.
That's good. I think that's great. Well, guys, is there anything else you want to tell the people, Matt Steele? I think we've had a fun one today.
Because I knew all of you, I have been changed for good.
For good. Yes, it's all true. Guys, thank you so much for listening and or watching the podcast. And we'll be back soon with more 2 Gay Mats, the podcast.
Bye.
Bye.